Good evening. We hope everyone is staying healthy and safe. I'm Jonathan Reyes.
And I'm Christian Johnson. Now for your news.
Kyle Riddenhaus, the Illinois man who shot and killed several people during a protest last summer in Kenosha, Wisconsin, took the stand today in court to testify his innocence. Riddenhaus was asked about Joseph Rosenbaum, one of the several people he shot and killed. He claims his reasoning for shooting Rosenbaum was in response to several threats directed towards him. Riddenhaus also claims Rosenbaum would have taken his gun and used it against him if he did not take action. During the series of questions, Riddenhaus grew emotional and said he never wanted to shoot Rosenbaum in the first place. When asked why he is in possession of a military-grade firearm in public in the first place, he simply responded, "I needed the gun because I had to protect myself because somebody attacked me." Riddenhaus's defense attorney, Corey Christifis, said his team was going to motion for a mistrial with prejudice. Judge Bruce Schroeder told members of the jury that they should expect to be done with this case by early next week. On Friday, 8 individuals, including 2 teenagers, were killed at Astrofest. The event was located in Houston, Texas, where over 50,000 people were in attendance. 25 were transported to the hospital, while 13 remain hospitalized. The incident was caused by mass amounts of people pushing up against the stage, causing the victims to asphyxiate. Along with the police, the FBI has begun to conduct an investigation of the music festival. Police Chief Troy Finner told reporters the investigation could take weeks, possibly months. The host of the event, Travis Scott, released a statement in which he is devastated by what took place and will be paying the funeral costs of the victims.
Flowers Foods Incorporated recalled a number of its products last week due to the possibility of small bits of metal mesh inside of its multi-pack cupcake products. Tasty Cake, which is owned by Flowers Foods, has broadened that recall to include its Crimpets products as well. The multi-pack cupcake products in question have been distributed in Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and West Virginia. The Crimpets products have been distributed throughout the United States. As of yet, no injuries have been reported, but it is advised that you do not eat any of the products in question. It is recommended that you either dispose of the products or return the products to where they were purchased. For more questions and additional info, call the matter you can call Flowers Foods Customers Relations Center at 1-866-245-8921, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 1-866-245-8921. With the postseason ending and the offseason beginning, the Philadelphia Phillies outright 6 players from their organization. The most notable names are Andrew Knapp and Odubel Herrera. Andrew Knapp has been on the MLB roster since 2017 when he became Cameron Rupp's backup catcher. He served as the backup catcher during his entire stint with the Phillies. As much as a great clubhouse presence he performed poorly on both sides of the field this season. The Phillies will most likely begin a veteran catcher or bring up catching prospect Rafael Marchand to be JT Realmuto's backup. After multiple center fielders played poorly to start out the season, Odubel Herrera was given an opportunity to play for the first time since 2019, when he was arrested for a domestic abuse. The 2021 season, he hit 13 home runs in 124 games, battling .260. The Phillies will go after someone like Dodgers' versatile position player Chris Taylor, who would be a cheap option for the Phillies. He has a nice bat, and having a position player that can play many positions helps with the Phillies' defense. Other Phillies players that are being outright included are relievers J.D. Hammer and Ramon Rosso, and position players Ronald Torreyes and Travis Jankowski.
Rowan had its final game of the season this past weekend. Christopher Newport University visited, and fans were treated to special presentations for Military Appreciation Day. Fans were out tailgating and enjoying the nice weather. We'll send it to Matt G.
This past Saturday was Rowan's football final home game of the season as they took on Christopher Newport University.
What's your favorite part about coming out to Rowan football games? My girlfriend's brother is on the team, so I'm always glad to support him and the rest of the team.
What do you hope to see today from the team?
Some passes instead of the same run play they do every time.
Seniors were announced and recognized in a pregame ceremony as they took their home field one last time.
What's your favorite part about coming out to Rowan football games?
Well, my son plays for the team, and we love hanging out, having a good time before the game.
And what do you hope to see today from the team?
A win would be nice.
A win would be nice?
Yeah.
Rowan got off to a slow start, but the game quickly turned into a shootout and ended up coming down to the wire. Despite their efforts, the Profs came up just short in a 35-32 loss at home. The team will end its season with a meeting against TCNJ next weekend.
On Saturday, the women's volleyball team hosted Montclair State University for the New Jersey Athletic Conference Championship match. The Profs defeated the Redhawks in a suspenseful 5 sets. The girls went up 1-0, winning the opening set despite trailing by 10 at one point, but then dropped the next 2. With the season on the line, the Profs were able to survive and come from behind in both the 4th and 5th sets to be crowned NJAC champions. This marks Rowan's 4th championship, and it was the first time since 2004 that women's volleyball earned a T-shirt ceremony. Rowan senior leaders Cassidy Abdallah and Natalie Ogden combined for 36 kills to help push the Profs past the Redhawks. Looking ahead, Rowan will hop on 95 and travel down to Johns Hopkins, where they will take on Springfield in the NCAA D3 tournament. The Profs are hot right now, coming off 8 consecutive wins and an overall record of 27-5. With another victory, Rowan would advance to the second round, where they would match up against the winner of Johns Hopkins versus Cabrini. Riding the championship wave, RU crowned another NJAC champion in Glassboro on Saturday night, as the field hockey team gave 5th-ranked Keene an awkward bus ride home. Rowan became champions thanks to an overtime game winner from the NJAC Midfielder of the Year, Christina Castagnola. Castagnola leads the Profs in points, with this goal being her 41st point of the season, and the 17th goal for the Profs. This is their 2nd conference title in the last 3 years. Rowan went undefeated in the NJAC competition this season and finished 16-2 overall. Rowan has also handed Keene its only 2 losses of the season, the second, of course, coming in the championship. Coach Michelle Andre and her team won't have to travel for the early rounds of the NCAA tournament, as Rowan has been selected to host the 2nd and 3rd rounds. The Profs received a first-round bye and will battle the winner of SUNY Cortland and Ohio Wesleyan on Richard Wacker Stadium turf this upcoming Saturday. Rowan looks for a repeat of their 2002 tournament performance, where they earned the national championship title. It's finally time to take the hardwood for Rowan's men's basketball team. Their season is set to begin at the Town Place Suites tip-off, hosted by Messiah. Rowan will match up against the United States Coast Guard Academy, coming down from New London, Connecticut. The Bears finished at 500 2 years ago, and the Profs' record was 15-12. Hopefully the CGA will worry more about sinking boats than sinking shots. Following this season opener on the road, Rowan will make its long-awaited return to SB on November 17th. Marymount will visit. Early polling shows that Rowan is expected to finish 3rd in the NJAC behind New Jersey City University and Stockton, who are tied for the number 1 slot. We wish the team very good luck this year.
Donald Trump lost his current battle to keep lawmakers from looking into the assault on the Capitol and the lawless chaos that took place on January 6th of this year. Let's go to Skylar Henry for more.
Former President Trump's bid to keep lawmakers investigating the assault on the Capitol from seeing White House records. She wrote, "Presidents are not kings, and plaintiff is not president."
Clerk will report.
A special House committee is looking into who may have been involved in the planning of events that led up to the attack on the Capitol. The documents they are seeking would likely include phone call records, White House visitor logs, and even Twitter messages. Lawyers for Mr. Trump argue all of that is protected by executive privilege, and they quickly appealed the decision. January 6th committee members also issued subpoenas Tuesday for 10 more former Trump administration officials as they investigate the insurrection that left 5 people dead. Among them, former press secretary Kayleigh McEnany, Deputy Chief of Staff Chris Liddell, as well as Keith Kellogg, who was National Security Advisor to former Vice President Pence and was reportedly watching TV coverage of the Capitol riot with former President Trump, and Senior Advisor Stephen Miller.
But what I'll say is this. It's just an attempt, and you know this as well as anybody, to distract from the horrific failures of the Biden presidency.
Last month, the House voted to hold former White House advisor Steve Bannon in criminal contempt for ignoring a subpoena from the committee, a case that's now in the hands of the Justice Department. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Earlier this month, Rowan had a student tragically take his own life. Neil has the story.
A wave of grief has crashed over students and staff at Rowan University following the horrible news of a student death earlier this week. 19-year-old Maximilian Gray tragically took his own life November 1st. Peers, friends, and family of Max are obviously very distraught and shocked by the devastating news. Gray, a brother of Rowan's Phi Kappa Sigma fraternity, was outgoing and loved to laugh. Max was also a passionate and skillful artist. Students at Rowan have created a memorial for Max in his honor. A GoFundMe has been set up in remembrance of Max and to help his family during these difficult times. Our thoughts and prayers are with them as well. Rowan has yet to put out a statement regarding these events, but we would like to advocate the importance of checking up on your loved ones. If you need someone to talk to, the Rowan Wellness Center offers counseling, and the National Suicide Prevention Hotline is open 24/7 at 1-800-273-8255. For Rowan News, I'm Neil Mendez.
Now we'll throw it over to Tyler for our weather forecast and traffic report.
Good evening, Glassboro. I'm Tyler Ponte, and we are in for quite the chilly week starting with tonight, as temperatures will drop as low as 30 degrees and a freeze warning is in effect till 9 a.m. Make sure you bundle up all week because Friday will be much of the same as we transition into the depths of the fall this season, with a high of 54 degrees and lows dropping down into the low 30s. We are looking at clear skies all week, so no need for your umbrellas on your daily commutes. Moving into the weekend, Saturday will be mostly sunny with a high of 55 degrees and below freezing temperatures at night. So for all you party animals, stay warm. Sunday, football will be accompanied by cloudy skies and a high temperature of 55 degrees. Not to get too ahead of ourselves, but looking into next week, it seems warmer temperatures are ahead. Do not get too excited though, because they won't last that long, and if they do, hey, I'm just the weatherman. With the weather getting colder, be careful out there on the roads. Make sure you defrost those windshields and crank that heat. Expect delays on 322 this weekend, and roads like Route 3 and Interstate 69 might be safer options. Definitely try to avoid rush hour traffic on the turnpike, and if possible, slow down and buckle up, because remember, click it or ticket. The choices you make on the road this weekend affect not only your life, but the lives of everyone around you. Well, that's just about all I have for you today. Make sure to stay warm, stay safe, and stay classy, Glassboro. Tyler Ponte, signing off.
That's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. For Rowan News, I'm Jonathan Reyes.
And I'm Christian Johnson. Good night.